What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We got some more Marvel Snap action since this game is popping off and I've really been enjoying it. So today I want to talk about this deck I've made. I've just broken into pool 2, so I'm missing quite a few cards, but I think the premise of the deck is really fun. So you probably can make a better version of this if you have more pool 2 cards, but for now, this is kind of what I'm rocking with. So kind of the premise is Namor, who's a 4-drop 5 cost. He's one of my favorite characters from comics, so I'm kind of obsessed with building around him, but I think he's really good in this game. For 4, if you put him at a location solo, he has an ongoing ability that will give him +5 power. So he can be a 10 power for 4. So on turn 6, that can be like a huge swing on one location. And then if you have any ways to buff that location as well, it can be even more for that. So I think he's super solid, super fun. So I kind of built this deck around him. One of the funny things about this is actually Hobgoblin, though. So Hobgoblin on reveal, he's a -8. You just give it to your opponent. So he takes a slot up of your opponent's 4 slots at that location, and he minuses 8 power from it. So it's really funny with Namor, because you can essentially have just a solo guy out. He's got 5 power, or 10 power solo, and then you play Hobgoblin on that location, and you send Hobgoblin to their side. And now it's kind of like you have 18 power, but you're taking up one of their spots, and you only have 2 cards there. You know, just Namor and Hobgoblin. I think that's kind of the premise of the deck. I think there's a Green Goblin, who I don't have, who's a 3 cost, who also has a similar effect. I think he's like a 3 and -3 or something, and he does that to the opponent's board. I don't have him yet. He'll clearly go in this deck, but that's kind of the premise of the deck. Other than that, I kind of just filled in the deck with some good flex cards here and there. So, you know, just using some more generic flex cards that I really think are solid. You know, NIGHTCRAWLER is just a good 1-drop to be able to hop around. He's really good with Namor as well, because you can just kind of put him in a spot, put Namor in that spot at some point, and then move NIGHTCRAWLER off that if you need to. I think that's very solid. Scarlet Witch is kind of one of the biggest tech cards in the game, so if you haven't really run into her or playing her a lot, you just try it. She's really, really solid. Just 2 for 3 attack, and on reveal, replace the location with a random new one. So it replaces whatever location she's at with a random new one, which could save a game for you. It could lose a game for you. You know, you could play, you know, really screw yourself and randomly, you know, cause a bad thing to happen. Like maybe there's a turn 7 now. You didn't want a turn 7, but it's really solid for, you know, like Gamma Lab, or just like something that they're getting plus a bunch of extra damage at, and you only have 1 unit, etc. You can do a lot of good stuff with this. And some of those locations that are like crazy, like the TVA, like end the game after turn 4. This is a really nice way to just stop that, so you can kind of finish out that game the way you want to and catch your opponent off guard. So she's a great tech card. And then I'm doing a little bit more minusing damage with Spider-Woman, so that'll help you kind of also get a little bit extra negative damage on the other side of the board, which is good. And then Mr. Fantastic, just a really solid 3-drop who will essentially put him in the middle location, who'll put out 6 total power, 2 at that location and 2 at both sides. He's great. White Queen, I think, is another just really good tech card that can fit in any deck. She doesn't need to be in an on-reveal deck, even though she has an on-reveal ability. She can kind of fit anywhere. She's got an on-reveal, draw a copy of the highest cost card in your opponent's hand. So if you don't have what you're looking for and you can play her, she still offers 6 attack and gives you another card from your opponent. I think it's super good. Like I said, there's definitely some cards I'm missing and that I would like to add to this deck. Green Goblin obviously is the #1, but I think it's a really fun strategy to start, and I think there's a little bit something here. So I'm going to play a few games with it. If you feel like watching some games of it, you know, stick around the video. I'll have a few games going now, but if not, you know, thanks for checking this deck out. If you want to try it out, I highly suggest it. It's super fun. Again, pool 2 early deck. All right, let's get to some games. All right, let's see what we got here. Starting hand, you got Elektra, Morph, and Shang-Chi. Space Throne's pretty crazy. Only 1 card can be here for each player, so that's obviously a pretty good one for Namor. He's going to be there by himself anyway. New York, so on turn 6, you can move cards to this location. It's pretty wild. I really don't lead with Elektra. You know, I don't think it's really worth it. Just kind of a tech option in case they have like Ant-Man or anything that's really annoying late. Obviously, we missed a 2-drop here. We are running Morph just kind of for some giggles. I want to see how it works. You know, it's a kind of a lucky or not type card, but we got Sanctum Sanctorum, which is kind of wild. Cards can't be played here, so that's interesting. And we only have this, which only 1 person can be played here, so that's kind of awkward. But Sanctum is pretty good when he plays Angela, because that's going to shut down all of the extra boost that she gets whenever he plays cards there. So Morph is kind of a high roll card. It can be good, it can be bad, but right there, not too shabby. We'll take that. So we're going to play out some cards here. I'm going to play these two here in hopes to move Nightcrawler over to the right on Sanctum, and then we'll see what happens. Hopefully he plays something here to give Star-Lord the boost. Shang-Chi's kind of a flex card I put in here as well, but he can swing some crazy stuff. Mainly just a bunch of flex cards in here. So he's got his own lizard. Alright, get a little boost there. Damage, pretty good. Mr. Fantastic's exactly what we need, because we want to be able to push this up 2, because now Nightcrawler will be 2, and then Mr. Fantastic will boost that by 2 as well. So we definitely want to do that. I did say Elektra is good against Ant-Man, but at this point I think Mr. Fantastic's more important. So he's going to give 2 to the central location with his base power, and then 2 to the adjacents, which will put Nightcrawler and that 2 up to 4 over Angela, which is great, and cards can't be played there. He has no other options that look like he's going to move anybody over, but obviously there's other cards like Squirrel Girl and White Tiger that could summon things there. So he's Scarlet Witches, which is pretty good, so Space Throne is going to change, and now it's Danger Room, so that's kind of wild. He's Nightcrawler in here, so he's going to move Nightcrawler over to the right, which is, of course, going to give him the boost. And I think we're in a pretty bad spot here. He's going to move Nightcrawler over. But he retreated. All right. I didn't feel like I was in a super good spot right there, but we'll take the retreat for sure. All right, let's see what we got. Elektra, Spider-Woman, Shang-Chi. And the hubs and added a random card of Mr. Fantastic. Pretty great. I'm not going to play Elektra turn 1. I mean, I reveal first. You can tell by up here. I'm highlighted, so I reveal first. So she wouldn't do anything good this turn anyway. And I don't have a 2-drop, so I might play her here. Give +2 power to every card in hand is a pretty strong location. So that's pretty great. We'll take Nightcrawler and Elektra. It's a good draw. Solid turn 2. Get rid of his Rocket Raccoon. So he's got Angela, so he's probably going to boost up this middle location. But we probably have some answers for that. Morph's kind of a risk. I'm just going to go ahead and put Mr. Fantastic in the middle. Kind of his home. See what he does. Fortunately, we don't run any 6-cost cards, so this isn't going to help us. Alright, Fantastic's out, Lizard, and Ant-Man, so he's pushing Angela up. Alright, I'm going to head and I'm going to throw Namor on the left side, put some pressure on that. It's actually going to be pretty crazy. So Namor's going to be a 7 plus 5, so he's going to be a 12 plus 2 for Fantastic. So it'll be a 14 on the left side, just solo. Just solo Namor. See if that's enough to stop what he's got. He's got Star-Lord and Scarlet Witch, so that just changed that to draw a card, so that's nothing too crazy. We're okay with that. We need to do a little bit of work here on the right side, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put out a Spider-Woman over here and just try to win that. So he's essentially going to try to push this middle location. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play Spider-Woman. See, I don't want to play Spider-Woman here because I'm actually trying to get a Shang-Chi play off, which will destroy characters that have 9 or more, which if he plays one more character, Angela will reach that threshold, which could be great. I'm going to play Star-Lord, Rocket, and then I'm going to play Scarlet Witch. This is kind of a weird play. I'm going to try that. Alright, so you put a guy on the left side, so he's just trying to win there. So there's some raptors on that side. Alright, so he's hulking over there, so he's definitely winning the left side. So now I need to win the middle. And how do I do that? I think Shang-Chi gives me the best bet. I think he's going to play somebody here in the middle. He reveals first, then I reveal, kill Angela, and take off the Ant-Man buff and reduce the Lizard buff. I think that could be big. Let's try that. That does require him to play one unit here. Doesn't matter what unit, really. Need him to play something there. I'll snap too. Why not? Screw it. See if Shang-Chi does anything for me. Come on, dude. It's a ballsy play. I'm try it. All right, that's bad. Iron Man's gonna double it. He might have enough. We'll see. We'll see. Not very good at math right now. I got to see what happens. So Shang-Chi comes out, reduces Lizard's power, kills Angela, reduces Ant-Man's power, and then puts him down to just 10, and we take it. That's epic. Yeah, Shang-Chi's a kind of wild flex card, but pretty fun. Pretty fun stuff. Take our 8 cubes. Alright guys, well that is the deck. It's pretty fun. Definitely some cards I'm missing, some cards I want to still try in the deck, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, leave a subscription to the channel. Comment below what you want to see next, and there's plenty more Marvel Snap on the way.